when it is true love, when it is a relationship that is good for you, you're not supposed to be changing entirely who you are to be liked by that person, or reducing yourself to a version of a person that you think that other person will like, or doing things you don't want to be doing. And I'm not talking about sacrifices, compromises. This is about the integrity of who you are as a person, the essence of what you stand for. It's only very recently that I actually started to feel any amount of self-respect. And how I know that I'm not ready for a relationship is that at the first opportunity to compromise on my 3 most important deal breakers, which are sobriety, cruelty, growth mindset, I betrayed myself and I ignored one of these 3 deal breakers. Someone said nice things to me, someone treated me nicely and made me feel the way that I wanted to feel, not based on how I align with him, or based on our shared vision, or based on our shared values, but based on my need for external validation. I'm literally 1 week into even admitting that I have a need for external validation. Because if you asked me a week ago, I would be like, no, I don't need external validation. I know who I am. Now I'm sort of in the process of identifying those deal killers and actually following through instead of hoping that the person will change. I have a history of dating potential. I really romanticize this idea that I can find someone who needs help, create out of him a man that I wanted to be with. How messed up is that? So right now, that's my process, is identifying those deal breakers, because at the first opportunity to give up on myself, I took it because I wanted external validation and he gave me external validation. That made me feel small. I reduced myself to this version that he validated. That's not who I am, because there's so much more to me than just this one tiny little sliver. Even if I enjoyed him validating that tiny little sliver of who I was, like this big, that means erasing parts of yourself. For what exactly? For someone I just met, and that was my pattern. But I'm conscious of it finally, and I'm working to break it. So the way that I'm working to break it is identifying these deal breakers before there's any intimacy. Because once there's intimacy, that's it. It's game over. The brain just goes bonkers. And it's really hard to give it up. I start rationalizing and really romanticizing the idea of who he is, as opposed to paying attention to how he actually shows up. Instead of observing how he shows up, imagining that he shows up in a different way, in a way that I want him to show up. So really creating a false reality. That feels like self-betrayal, because instantly I start feeling more anxious, really seeking that external validation, waiting for text messages. Oh my God, constantly checking my phone. Did he text me? What did he text me? What does the text mean? Does he still want to see? Oh my God. I'm not allowing myself to get into a relationship until I have a clear picture of who I'm looking for. What does that perfect partner look like for me? Once I have a sense of my deal breakers, that's when I feel like I'll be able to start making my positive list. Because right now I'm still working through my negative list. Like, what do I not want? I'm pretty much only meeting people with qualities that I don't want and values that I don't want, instead of attracting what I want, because I don't fully know what I don't want yet.